Chapter 3. Biologist. The biologist brought out a specimen box and showed the items one by one. Zoologist. The zoologist had spent a long time living with monkeys. Ecologist. A contemporary ecologist once said, "Man lives on the earth as a guest of green plants." Botanist. The botanist discovered many rare plants. Mammal. Human beings also belonged to the mammal species. Primate. Compared to body size, the primate's brain is larger than that of other animals. Vertebrate. Fish, birds, and human beings are all vertebrates. Reptile. It is said that he hates reptiles. Amphibian. Nobody knows why amphibians are disappearing. Dolphins are dying and coral is turning white. Carnivore. Lions and tigers are carnivores. Herbivore. Pandas are classified as carnivores, but they mainly have a diet of an herbivore. Creature. The crocodile is a strange-looking creature. Wildlife. Environmental pollution endangers wildlife. Fauna. The park is also home to grizzly bears and other Rocky Mountain faunas. Flora. There they compiled precious documents on the manners, government, religion, fauna and flora of the country. Species. Some species of animals have become extinct because they could not adapt to a changing environment. Flock. Sheep usually flock together. Herd. The herdsman looks after a herd of animals. Swarm. I saw a swarm of bees attacking the poor monkey. Throng. He was met by a throng of journalists and photographers. Crowd. The crowd was very well behaved. Beast. The hunters blocked up the den of the beast. Brute. We all want to punish the brute. Cruel. The death of their daughter was a cruel blow. Originate. The use of the computer has originated many other societal reforms. Derive. I derived a lot of pleasure from meeting new people at college. Stem. Correct decisions stem from correct judgments. Ancestor. Lions and house cats evolved from a common ancestor. Descendant. He is a descendant of Queen Victoria. Offspring. They have 2 offspring. Subgroup. According to a subgroup analysis, violence produces more violence. Feed. He has to work hard to feed and clothe his family. Breed. She breeds orchids in her greenhouse. Interbreed. Fish of different shapes are difficult to interbreed. Hybridize. Immediately, rose breeders began to hybridize it with other red roses. Proliferate. Microbes proliferate rapidly. Sterility. This disease causes sterility in both males and females. Mate. Many animals mate in the spring. Courtship. They attract females with elaborate courtship rituals. Lay. They lay eggs from the beginning of July to the middle of August. Hatch. Don't count the chickens before they are hatched. Brood. The bird was trying to find food for its brood. Spawn. Many sea fishes spawn in rivers. Mature. You are a mature man now. You are no longer a boy. Skin. When he fell, he just broke the skin. Claw. A hen's claw has 4 toes. Paw. This is a black cat with white paws. Beak. The bird picked a hole in the ice with its beak. Fin. In the future, shark fin soup will be off the menu at a major resort in Singapore. Wing. A seagull fluttered down with an injured wing. Plume. This is the long plume of a heron in the breeding season. Feather. A feather is very light, so that we say, as light as a feather. Fur. Alice is allergic to the fur of cats. Bristle. The brush is made of animal bristles. Curl. As he got older, his hair lost its curl. Insect. The insect bit him and drew blood from his arm. Worm. The worm was crushed under the feet. Pest. Insects which eat crops are pests. Parasite. The life of the parasite is maintained by new blood-sucking mosquitoes. Spider. The little girl thinks spiders are terrible creatures. Butterfly. A butterfly is flying up and down among the flowers. Mosquito. The mosquito is an annoying creature. Cricket. A cricket in the house is good luck. Penguin. The penguin is popular with people. Seal. Polar bears set off in search of their favorite meal, seals. Tortoise. Do you remember the story about a race between the tortoise and the hare? Turtle. If you turn over a turtle on its back, it will become helpless. Whale. We may live to see the extinction of the whale. Kangaroo. The kangaroo is native to Australia. Camel. The merchant decided to use camels to carry his goods across the desert. Panda. Pandas are loved by people all over the world. Elephant. A specific attribute of the elephant is its long trunk. Trunk. The elephant's trunk is powerful enough to uproot trees. Ivory. The professor lived in an ivory tower. Horn. The young goat was just beginning to grow horns. Bear. The bear is a large, heavy animal with thick fur. Wolf. The wolf snapped at the hunter's hand. Dragon. Dragons are described as monsters in most Western countries. Fox. Don't trust him. He is a sly old fox. Cub. The cub licked the milk from its mother's breast. Calf. Did you see the cow with her calf? Pup. I'll get you an Alsatian pup for Christmas. Lamb. The little lamb was caught by the wolf. Cattle. There are many herds of cattle in the meadow. Ox. The frequent, unreasonable whips angered the ox. Bull. He was a great bull of a man. Buffalo. There were lots of buffaloes in the North America 100 years ago. Horse. The horse became frightened and ran away. Zebra. There are several species of zebra. Donkey. The donkey is eating grass on the field. Saddle. He was putting a saddle on the horse. Harness. You cannot judge a horse by its harness. Falcon. His falcon flew into a window of the empty castle and did not return. Hawk. A hawk hovered in the blue sky. Eagle. The eagle dived down on the rabbit. Owl. The owl is sacred for many Californian Indian people. Swallow. There are many swallows flying in the sky. Sparrow. A sparrow is very alert in its movement. Pigeon. An old man sat on the park bench and fed the pigeons. Crow. The farmers tried to fear the crows out of the cornfield by planting several men of straw. Swan. The witch turns the princess into a swan. Goose. They often have goose at Christmas time. Cock. The cock has brighter colored feathers than the hen. Mouse. The cat was playing with a live mouse. Rat. Now I can see why people say he is such a rat. Squirrel. The squirrel ran up a tree and got out of my reach. Hare. The hunter watched for the hare to come out of the burrow. Frog. A frog can live both on land and in water. Behavior. They observed the behavior of their new pet. Bite. The mosquitoes are biting me. Sting. It is the nature of the scorpion to sting. Bark. Barking dogs seldom bite. Roar. The whole room rang with a roar. Rub. It is an Eskimo custom to rub noses as a greeting. Creep. We take off our shoes and creep cautiously along the passage. Crawl. You must not crawl into the favor of your superiors. Habitat. The Arctic region is the habitat of the polar bear. Nest. The male hunts for food while his mate guards the nest. Hive. This marketplace was once a hive of activity. Cell. The prisoner was locked in a cell. Cage. The lion paced the floor of his cage restlessly. Stable. The horse in the stable has broken out. Barn. The cows were feeding on hay in the barn. Hedge. There is an opening in the hedge. Barrier. Lack of confidence is the biggest barrier to the improvement of your English. Bar. A bar of chocolate is enough to stop his crying. Anatomy. We have to do anatomy next term. Epidemic. Violence is reaching epidemic levels in some of the films and TV shows. Gene. You have good genes from your parents, so you should live a long time. Germ. Disinfectants are used to kill germs. Bacteria. Bacteria in drinking water have spread the illness. Virus. My computer was accidentally infected with a virus called Trojan horse. Microbe. Would the good microbes do battle with the bad microbes and help to restore their health? Metabolism. Some people's metabolism is more efficient than others. Protein. You need more protein to build you up. Vitamin. Fresh green foodstuffs contain rich vitamin. Secrete. The kidneys secrete urine. Excrete. The function of the kidneys is to excrete waste products. Devour. The lion devoured the deer. Instinct. Don't trust anything except your instinct. Intuitive. He seemed to have an intuitive knowledge of how I was feeling. Potential. She showed great potential as an actress. Intelligence. Use your intelligence and you're sure to succeed someday. Functional. What are the functional benefits of the brand? Sensitive. She is sensitive to what people think of her. Flexible. We can visit your company on Monday or Tuesday. Our plans are fairly flexible. Acoustic. Acoustic beauty is also very important to the modern gardens. Optical. Microscopes and telescopes are optical instruments. Nocturnal. Hamsters are nocturnal creatures. Dormant. Many living things are dormant in winter. Hibernation. Some animals can overwinter without the hibernation. Track. The hunter followed the animal's tracks. Trace. They traced the criminal to a house in the city. Alternate. Sunny weather alternated with rain. Prey. Snakes track their prey by its scent. Predator. These predators of the African grasslands live on mice and rabbits. Victim. One of the bombing victims was dead on arrival in hospital. Captive. Armed gunmen broke into the church and took the priest captive. Defensive. We took a defensive attitude in the negotiation. Undergo. I underwent so much suffering in early years that I am afraid of nothing today. Suffer. They suffered huge losses in the financial crisis. Vulnerable. The young girl looked very vulnerable. Subsistence. The standard of living at that time was on the edge of subsistence. Exist. Most scientists believe that water doesn't exist on the surface of the moon. Exterminate. We've made great efforts to exterminate mosquitoes and flies. Tame. The tame lions can communicate and dance together with the actors. Keeper. He turned his eyes towards the food which the keeper had brought. Shepherd. The shepherd set out to look for the sheep that had wandered away.